Hi everybody! Today we're going to be talking about the surface area of prisms and cylinders. It's section 19.2 for geometry, section 3.2 for math 3. So what exactly is surface area? Well, remember previously we've talked about nets, where we were taking a shape and if we were to cut it and lay it out completely flat, what would the shape look like? And we determined, for example, this one would be one giant rectangle with two triangles attached. And if I were to take the different notations for the sides, you would see that my height would be the same height of that large rectangle. And the three sides laid out would together, if I added them up, make the length. So the three sides of the triangle, or the perimeter of the triangle, will add up to make the length of our giant rectangle. Using that, we were able to come up with a generic formula. And that is to find the perimeter, or to find our surface area. Now we have two pieces of our surface area. And the first is, actually let me come back to this, that rectangle. That rectangle we call the lateral surface area. That's these three sides that stand up straight. If I were to make a prism and make it hollow, I would use lateral surface area. But most of the time we have these tops and bottoms that we call bases. So what we do is we split our surface area into our lateral area and our bases. So our lateral surface area is going to be the perimeter of our base times the height, which we saw up in our in the Explorer. That covers our three sides that in this diagram stand up straight. What it doesn't hit is those two triangular bases. How do we get those? Well, they're going to be identical. So I just need to find the area of the base, whatever shape that is, and then double it. That's going to cover every side of our prism. Let's try an example. Here we have a gift-wrapped box. So that is a rectangular prism. We want to find the first thing we do is we find the lateral area. Right, so that's just those vertical sides. Any sides not counting the base. And how do we do that? We need to find the perimeter of the base. So we're looking at 8 plus 6 plus another 8 plus another 6. So 2 of them are 8, 2 of them are 6. We get a total of 28 centimeters. Now we multiply that by the height. So we have perimeter times height, 28 times 12. The lateral surface area of this box, this prism, is 336 centimeters squared. So we're set for our upright sides, but what about our bases? Well, it's a rectangle, and we know the area of a rectangle is length times width. So we're looking at 6 times 8, or 8 times 6. There are two bases. We've got a bottom and a top. So they're going to be 2 times that area. That's where they got the 2 times 6 times 8. Plug that into your calculator, and you would get, what is that? 48 times 2 is 96. Add it to the 336, and you get 432 square centimeters. All right, let's try another one. Here I have a right triangular prism. Triangular bases, right angles. So they gave me two sides. I'm going to need to find the third side in order to solve this problem. And since it's a right triangle, I can use Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared, so 10 squared and 24 squared, which I will plug into a calculator, and I'm going to pause because I didn't grab one. Okay, I'm back and prepared now. 10 squared plus 24 squared is 676. And when I take the square root of that number, I get 26. So my third side is 26 inches. So to find my lateral area, I'm going to add all of those up. So I'm looking at my perimeter would be 10 plus 24 plus 26. Again, the perimeter is always the sides of the bases added up. So I get a perimeter of 60. The height of my prism is 20, which means I have a lateral area, those upright sides that aren't the bases, add up to 1,200 square inches. Now looking at the area of the bases, I'm going to need to add those to my lateral area. So the two sides I care about here, I need to know my base and my height, which simply means I need to know two sides that meet at a 90-degree angle, or one side and the distance from it to the other point. In this case, I have a right triangle, so my two sides that meet at the right angle can count as my base and height. 10 times 24 times 1/2. Okay, that piece equals 120, so when I add that to my 1,200, I get a total surface area of 1,320. Okay, so that's what we do for a prism. How does it change when we're looking at a pyramid? Or sorry, not at a cylinder. Well, remember, a cylinder was simply a large rectangle and two circles. So our formula still works. We're still looking at the perimeter. It's just that in a circle, we have a special name for perimeter. It's called circumference. And circumference is 2 pi r. So to find my lateral area, this rectangle, it would be 2 pi r for one length, side length, times the height. And then my circles would be the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. That 2 is there simply because we have 2 of them. Let's try a problem. So they gave us our radius and they gave us our height. So to find our lateral area, we can simply plug straight in. 2 times pi times 3 times 9 gives us 54 pi. So we just multiplied together the whole numbers, 2 times 3 times 9, which is perfectly fine. It actually makes things a little easier. Now we're going to look at our surface area, so we need to add in the two bases. That's pi r squared. There's 2 of them, so we'll multiply by 2. So 2 times pi times 3 squared, that would be 9 times 2, that's 18 pi. And 18 pi plus 54 means the total surface area is 72 pi square centimeters. Now, if we need to work out how much material we would need, we would simply multiply the pi in. All right, let's try another one. Lateral area. So this time they gave me a diameter, so my radius is going to be half that. Plug in my radius to my formula for lateral area and my height, and I get 2 times 2.5 times 2 is 10. Again, leave it in terms of pi is easier right now. You don't have to deal with as many decimals. So we have 10 pi for my lateral area, surface area. I need to figure out the area of the bases, 2, because there's 2 circles, pi r squared, so 2.5 squared. So 2.5 squared times 2 is 12.5, added to the 10 gets me 22.5. And if we wanted to figure out, like if we're going to make a paper towel or a paper tube, so that'd be hollow, that's just my lateral area. 10 pi is about 31.4 square inches. 22.5 pi is about 70.7 square inches. So all I did there is multiply the 22.5 times the pi. That's it. I'll see you guys later.